Time to go live. Yes, it works. Excellent. So let's see if I get some audio. I'm gonna make like a quick double check here. Yeah, okay. So everybody can hear me. Yeah, where to start? So I got a preview for Mem.AI, and I looked at that, and it looked a bit like a Notion clone, weird setup, which uses notes in a timeline, which is also very similar to Logseek, which I'm using, and I really wanted to have a look at it. Now, it's early access. You have to like sign up and then wait until you get access to it. And I got my login, I think Saturday. I didn't have time to play with it yet, and I thought I might as well play with it live on stream. So I haven't looked at this at all. It's at the beginning screen. I don't know how it works except for a couple of videos, and I'll basically take you through the process that I use when I look at new software to figure out if it's useful for me and maybe useful for anyone, because this system is pretty broad. So let's switch to actually looking at the application. As you can see, like, I'm totally new here because it shows like tutorials. I mean, even the pop-up still there. I thought that would be like a nice setup to get started. And what I see is that there's a getting started timeline thing. I think I watched that one in a preview. So the idea is that anything that you type, any capture you do, becomes like a note in a timeline setup. Now, I like that premise because there's notes that I need to make throughout the day. I'm gonna do them a small disservice because I also have Logseek open here where I'm gonna make notes. I'm gonna try to do notes inside Mem.AI, but I also want to have something that I can reference because I have no idea if this will be part of my workflow, and probably not, because adding things to my workflow is like a vice that I already have. So let's have a look. Getting started timeline. I'll just dismiss that one. I know there's a timeline. And let's have a look at what the basic setup is. Here's some help, how to get started with the timeline. I like keyboard shortcuts, but I'll have a look at that later. There's a global search there, and there's an inbox. So I get a couple of emails, it seems. Getting started on the inbox, created via text or Mem Spotlight, or others have shared with you. And it will appear here. You can also add any top of mind mem to your inbox and triage mems with archive and snooze. So from what I gather, this works a bit like how I use my current inbox. So I have an inbox. I use Todoist for it most of the time. So when I have like a thought bubble, anything that comes up, I usually just take up my phone or on my computer, go to add task, type in a few things and save it. And then it ends up in my Todoist inbox. And then like once a day, I go through the inbox to do something with those notes. And this seems to be similar, except that it's more page-based, I believe. Now, let me see. How do I add something to the inbox? Ah, yes. Like this was one of the gimmicks they had. So you can just start typing anywhere and it will be created. So let's create a small note on the live stream. And then it is like the first thing that I'm hitting. Like, I don't mind the typing. Let's see if it, yeah, it works with like the markdown language, just like Notion. So headings, and I'm assuming, yeah, bullet points. And then the next one is, can I do tasks? Because I always like it. Yeah, nice. And then creates a new one. So these are like things that I always check. Like, I love making small checklists. So any application that I would like to use definitely gets points if it's easy to make small checklists. So when I make a note, I can go like, I need to do this, this, and this at a later point in time. Okay, so now I made this note. I assumed Control Enter would save it, and it does. But now I don't see it in the inbox. But it is on the timeline. So it shows me exactly what I just typed. And if I click on it, oh yeah, now I get like more options. So when you're adding something new, it seems to be going for like a total clear view. Part of me likes that because I'm quickly distracted, and having like a no distractions empty page that I write in means I can focus on what I'm adding. But then, I want to be able to quickly add stuff to the inbox. So I'm pretty sure there are methods for that. I'll need to figure that out. And that's probably something that I want to get done. Now let's make good use of this then and go like things I want to try. And then can I add new items to the inbox when I'm adding it? Now there is a help button. Oh, okay. So as soon as I stop typing and move the mouse, it gets back to the interface. So does that mean... Oh, okay. This I like. So when I'm typing, it hides everything, so I can just focus on adding the text. But as soon as I move my mouse, the whole interface comes back, and this gets points because now I can just say add to inbox, and it says like mem added to inbox. And then if I go to the inbox, then I can see here like, hey, there's one thing. And it also shows me if I added things to the checklist. So reasons why I would use that is, for example, if I make quick meeting notes, then I can just start typing and put in meeting notes. I can add checkbox to it, add it to the inbox, and say like, I need to process this later. Though these days I try to do less of that by using something like logseek, where I can just add links to it while I'm typing. So we'll have a look. Oh, all these inbox things have like small tutorials. I like to fiddle around, so I'm going to start with that, but I'm definitely going to mess with those later. Then I also see like a task setup. So if I add something here, adding a quick task, will it show in the global tasks? So one of the things that I like is that when I'm adding tasks, that there's a place where I can find those tasks grouped together, so I know what I still need to do. And this seems to be it. So yeah, like everyone has like a getting started video, which is nice, but I'm skipping that, not because I think I'm better than those videos, because I think it would be boring for you people to be watching me watching videos. It would be kind of meta, but it's not the same. Okay, so like I can see my notes here. I can see things I want to try, and then add a quick task. Will it show in global tasks? Now, one thing, there's an inconsistency here because it shows this round checkbox instead of a square one, which was in the text. I'm nitpicking here a bit, but it's fine. I like that I can easily go through it. Oh, okay. And I can go through this and say that I want to hide or send it. Now I'm assuming this was my initial note. So let's say I want to hide that. It's like, okay, it's hidden. And it shows me like a Macintosh thing, but I'm assuming, yeah, Control will do the same thing. So when it shows the Mac squirrely thing, I think it's the command thing, using a Control Z works, and that's expected. And if I say send, oh, okay, and so with send, what it does is that it means that this specific note gets sent to like a new time frame. So if I'm saying like, okay, don't get time for it now, I want to do it tomorrow, this weekend, next week. And it shows me like a typing field, so I'm pretty sure I can say that I want to do like, yeah, this Tuesday afternoon, evening. I like this. It's like thinking with me. Like, oh, you're going to say Tuesday, then you probably mean Tuesday afternoon. And I can probably also give it like a time at 15. Yeah, so then it's just like 3 p.m. But I don't have to type everything in. So like if I just do 2, then it already knows like Tuesday. And then afternoon is like 3, that's good. Evening is like end the workday, 5. So I can see myself saving a lot of typing with that option. Of course, we're going to do it today. Great, so we've tested that. I can mark it as done and then it gets hidden. So you can really like work through anything that you have open on small things. Let's see. What are these groups? Okay, so these are collaboration groups, so I would think that's for when working together with people. Now I don't know anyone that I'm working together with that uses this, so I can't test it. Like it's great that it's there. I like that there's like a group thing where you can put stuff together, but we're not gonna demo that here. Then we get to flows, and that allows you to automate. Okay, so let's see how that figures out. Like there's a daily mem, text, calendars, custom, so you can make your own flow. Let's have a look. which one would be interesting to have a look at. I'll go with the daily mem because that seems to be simple. And configure. Okay, so this one says like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 a.m., which is okay. And then it says today's date, daily mem tasks and stuff in there. So for example, like if you want to do like a morning journal, that would work because then it would give you like a new card every day with a small template in it. There's placeholders with dates in it, which is good. And they're created every day. So okay, save daily mem. Excellent, it's saved and configured. And then what I would assume is that like if I end up in tomorrow, it would create like another memory thing. So one of the differences I see here compared, it works with pages, but I can't seem to organize it as I would do in Notion. So this seems to be more of a logseek roam kind of setup where you add data all the time without thinking about it and then probably be able to link them up. So let's find something that we want to link up by going for like adding a Mem.AI card, saying like, okay, just adding a note about Mem.AI to, let's see what we could add there. To test, because we just want to see if we can link. So it says the related mems on the side. Linked memes and mems show text show up here. Fine, like I made this thing. Now let's see if I can go to the timeline. Let's see if I can link to Mem.AI. Obviously that doesn't do anything. Now most programs use like blocks for this. Like if I do this, does that work? No, it doesn't. Then the other one that's usually done is plus. Plus is the one. Okay, so you can make a new one. You make a new setup, or you can link to something that you already have and it searches. Now, I like the plus setup. I'm assuming, like most programs, that the ads will probably do people. And link to, and then see, yeah, add. And I can say link to myself. So that will help adding people. But most of these things, one of the main issues that I hit with that is that the idea is good, but you can only add the people that are part of your organization, which is great if your whole organization would be using Mem, but in most cases I don't have an whole organization. So what happens if I want to add someone that I don't know? Okay, so if I do someone that I know, I get to invite them by giving them email address, getting them into Mem. Yeah, nice idea, but in practice, most of these tools, when you get started, you don't get everybody on board to be using the same tool as you are. So most of the time I would just use the linking feature. So let's say that I want to make a card about my son. Yeah, that's quick enough. I like that setup. Now let me go here. Like I made this node, and if I go here, okay, so on the side, it shows me then the details. So it doesn't, when I click on anything, go to that card. It keeps me on the place where I'm editing, which is good. It just gives me updates on this. So like when I click on the Mem.AI note, I get the note on the side, and it shows me everything that it knows about that. So I get like related stuff. Now the question becomes, how does that work when it's the other way around? So I got an expand here, which will probably make it the main one, and then I see related mems, and it goes like, oh, I know this node, and I can click on that and get that node. And then swap means, yeah, I can swap between. Okay, that I like. That makes like a nice setup. Now let's see if I make a couple of thoughts on this. So adding a couple of thoughts on, and then go Mem.AI. And can I then, yeah, use that. Control Enter is nice because it allows you then I type away. And let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to add more. So more links to see how the list would look. I'm doing another Mem.AI. One of the things that I'm wondering now, because like when I do the plus thing and I start typing, like I get these create and new mems here. Yeah, so I always need to use like arrows to get to what I want to get to, it seems. I'm not sure if I like that bit, but you know, it's early days. I might find a way around it. So now I made this setup, and if I go towards Mem.AI, is that not it? Yeah, go like this. So go this. Ah, okay. So if I open something, then it shows me everything that's related to. So I get like the page Mem.AI open now. I see like one link here. Now I'm a bit confused. Just adding a node. It called Mem.AI. That's the same node. Template, which is good. Templates are always good. Can mark it on read. I can close this. Oh, okay. So when you have the side box open, it doesn't show you all the related things. Now, this is one of the things that I like less. Is there is a set of memories that are linked to it, but I don't see the details of those memories. So this is like very node-based and not block-based. That's a different way of thinking than other tools I've been using. Because when using something like logseek, every line is something that gets pulled separate. And I really like that way of thinking, because that means that when I'm typing away at a meeting, it means that the meeting notes that I made get like separated in all these individual tidbits of information that gets sent out in this, well, like this knowledge-based cloud that you're in. And this is more structured, but at the same time, like if I make meeting notes here and I need to review my notes later, then I'm wondering like, okay, I made these notes and how do I know what topics do I want to talk about? Well, we can try and see if there's a solution for that. So let's type away and say that. So let's say I have a meeting notes, and I'll say talking about topic. So I'm going to create like a topic A and adding about topic B, more info on, and say like topic C. So what I'm trying to figure out now is like, okay, I made some meeting notes. I'm typing away during sad meetings. So I'm trying to figure out a use case. And then I'm just going to link to a couple of topics. And later on, I'm talking to someone and they're going to say to me like, hey, do you know the status of topic B in this case? So let's go to topic B. And then I get like topic B open. And it shows meeting notes here, but this doesn't tell me much. Like, okay, I got meeting notes. Like if I got like 100 meeting notes, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but when I was searching, it was also showing stuff. So like I say, topic B. This one just shows topic B and it shows meeting notes. Yeah. Yeah, it does allow me to look at it and have it like on the side. I think that's because like I can go here and I know this, like, so I can view it, but it's like the same problem I had with the Notion backlinks. Yes, it allows me to see what's linked up, but no, because it doesn't allow me to quickly scroll through a certain topic. I'm on the fence on this. I get what they're trying to do here, and I like the linking thing. But it kind of falls outside of the, how do you say, the thought process. Oh yeah, sure thing, Richard. Like I wanted to mess with it anyway, so I thought I might as well go live for like my thinking process when looking at stuff like this. Yeah, so like getting your information out of a system is the hardest bit. Like adding stuff is usually easy. There's a few things I really like here. Like the fact that when I'm typing that it goes like to this clean interface. That's amazing. Because for someone like me, like to just clear my head and type stuff in, that's good stuff. Common hashtags, important memes, favorite quote, top of mind tasks. I'm not sure what they mean with this. Like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's the trick. Like I can add hashtags to it. So maybe I'm just using it wrong. Let's see if this works. Like adding information about. I just created that one, right? Oh, fuck. Topic A. Okay, so now I'm using this one and more about topic B. Okay, and it knows that there's a mem about it. Could be that it's just. No, this is different. So like we go like hello, go like topic B. Probably not saved yet. So let's save it first, and then we're gonna say like, hey, what do I know about topic A as a hashtag? Okay, so this is a filtered view of topic A. So now I actually see like the mems on top of each other, but you still have like the same problem. Like it doesn't look that bad when you look at it like this, but let's make it like, give it a little bit of pain by showing what happens once you start adding a lot of text. So I'm just going to generate 5 paragrams of lorem ipsum stuff here. I don't care about the last bit. And I'm going to add like meeting notes. Like I keep going back to meeting notes, but you know, keeping track of what I have in meeting notes is like the most happening stuff. So let's say I'm just going to add topic A here. And then when I search, I like the Control K search. That's always good. Like quick searching is something every app should have. Okay, and this is why you hit like issues, like because topic A is somewhere in these meeting notes, but I have no idea where. And if I want to quickly scan and go like, what did we discuss? Then I still have to like separate those notes and put them in separate mems. You could change your workflow around a bit here by saying that you don't take like general meeting notes, but you would just make notes for every individual topic. But then you hit another problem, and that's like when somebody says like, hey, did you make meeting notes? They expect like the whole setup or thought process. So that's that bit I don't think, yeah, you need something for it. And that's more the block-based approach. This is more like Notion where you make notes, except you can't make columns. Let's see, I get like a nice list, that's good. But yeah, as you see here, like there is a topic in there, but it can't handle those large set of text. So I would personally use it for smaller notes to really get it going. What I do like is that I can snooze stuff and I can say like, remind me about this topic in a few days, which is always good. I love the task setup, which takes things separately. So I might be able to like take it into a task, but I would love to be able to say like when I do hashtag, just get me a line of any line that I was using set hashtag in. Maybe that's something that you would really like to go at. What is this one? Compose. Yeah, that's basically just typing. Oh, that's also important. This is one of the things that I don't think about when I start using a program, but at some point it inevitably happens, and that's, can I link to an individual thing? So I made like a meeting note here, and then if I look in the URL, you see that there's like a unique field, and I should be able to just type it in. Yeah, and why that's important, this is one of the things that I use in Gmail. This is things that use, because I can link things together. So say I have like this meeting notes and I want to put stuff in Todoist, or I want to put stuff in Notion, I want to link these things together. Having a link to an immediate page makes that so much easier. That's like a huge difference. It's a game-changing setup. So that's good. It was partially expected, but you know, I don't take any assumptions anymore. Let's see, there's like the show hide, but I got plenty of space. I got the timeline here. I like timeline setups. I've been using that one for Logseek and having things in a chronological order, so not thinking about where you're gonna put it, but just say like, put it in the timeline and I'll figure it out later. I think that the first real use case I had for that was Google Photos, because I stopped organizing my photos. I just chuck them in there and I go like, that was somewhere in August 3 years ago. And I usually find that, and of course Google's AI for searching photos is nearly flawless / amazing. man, that's been saving me so much time. That alone is worth something like Google Photos. Searching is good. It's quick. It allows me to go. This I like. I can really scrub through it. But it's not as good as if I go to something like Logseek, where I just see the individual blocks that are under each other. And it is using some type of blocks, because when I look at tasks, it's basically taking every line from a task. So maybe, yeah, like I'm probably repeating myself, because I think I just said it. What I would like is that if I search for a hashtag, I would get the same setup. I get like a list of lines that had that specific hashtag in it. And preferably any sub-items that are under it. But then I'm basically mimicking Logseek, and that might be going outside the scope. So what I mean with that is that quick note showing sub-bullet. I have no idea how you call those in English. Well, that's fine. Right. Subnotes. So say, for example, you're talking about, and we'll get back to topic A. I mean, let's fill topic A to the brim. And then you do something like this, detail 1, detail 2. So this is something that I use very often when I'm doing meetings. A person starts talking about a topic, so I make a first line. Usually I add like the person in there and the topic they're talking about, and then I start adding details. And by having those two hashtags on the top, when I talk to set person later or set project or topic comes up, in both cases I can just search for the hashtag and I get like a nice curated list of topics and the details, because those details will be shown. But for example, let's say there's like a long extra topic B, and then do I still have that lorem ipsum stuff in there? Yeah. So okay, so let's see, you have something like this, and let's see if I can just chuck it in. So when I search for topic A, then I don't want to see anything from topic B, because I don't care about topic A. So I go like topic A, is that the same? Oh yeah, because it says that it's related, topic A is a hashtag that's related to the topic A mem. And here I go like making a quick note, and then I see like everything. I don't care about this. This is like not relevant for me when I'm using it. But I can work around this. Like I can find ways that this is nice to work with. But the main issue that I'm hitting there is that it doesn't take my memories apart and puts them back together for me. And then Notion, for example, allows me to at least like organize things and put them in subfolders. Good. Let's see. We have a star page. That's good. We have the inbox thing. We have the tasks. And now I'm wondering, like, okay, like I like the whole setup where it gets me like the information. But now I really need to dive deep a bit and find out like what can I do, for example, with the information. I got link to mem, got share mem with someone, which is pretty standard. I got the topic tags, which is good. Okay, so bulleted lists, both star and dash work, quotes work, dividers work. These are all pretty common sets. Like if you use that in Notion or other apps, you'll get like the same. Comments, Ctrl-Shift-M. I always love comments, because then when you're working together with someone, if you don't use this in something like Google Docs, you're really missing out. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. It's weird. Like, why is this thing like on top of it now? Can I? Great. Ah, there. Just search for it a bit. So, Ctrl-Shift-M opens my menu instead of the setup here. But I see this star thing. Yeah, so it's there as well. Nice. Adding comments. Now, most programs these days have this, but I love... this is like, I just noticed something that not everyone has, but I can also add a comment and keep it private. Okay, this is... It works. This is like a nice It would be nice if this had like a slow set so that it didn't disappear straight away, so that if you, because now I have to move my mouse straight down, which is fine, but if I happen to like veer off a bit, then it's gone. But it could also be because I'm using a trackball. Private notes. This I like. I like to keep private notes. So like when you're looking in shared notes with people, sometimes you just want to add like a personal note that you don't want to share with everyone. So having that option to make like a comment and keep it private, I really like that. It's also like, there's nothing nefarious here. Sometimes you have like a thought bubble that you just don't want to share with people yet, or that's like still in the oven as you would think about it. So being able to make like a private note, type everything out, think about it, refine it, and then share it with your coworkers. It's a perfectly acceptable way of working on that. And I can move that to the inbox, which I think is nice. So I like that workflow set here where you move things to your inbox and go like, hey, I was thinking about this and I wanted to add something, and then you get linked to it. Things I want to try, made a quick note. But now I'm wondering like, what did do it remove from inbox? Okay, like the inbox is really temporary. This is your home. Can I just drag stuff in there? Is that how it works? Oh, okay. So like even your comments are part of your timeline. This I like though, because you can really scroll back in time and see everything, which is a good setup. Snooze, mute, delete, more. Templates. I haven't dived into the templates yet, but it seems to me that you made like a default page, like I'm taking meaning notes example, but anything where you have like a set structure, and I love structure in my set line. I don't see me using this day to day, but that's mostly because the idea is good. I love the capture as a capture tool. It would definitely rule. But as an organization tool, I feel a bit unhanded at this point in time. And I'm not sure why. Because maybe I don't feel the structure yet. Maybe there's no structure on the side. Because I don't see the inbox, for example. So like, can I make add like an example? Like say they have topic A. I can't click on it. Private back. Push into a new mem. I can't really see any way where I can say like this is, I could star things, which is fine. So I can say star topic A. That's the one I was looking for. Okay, so I can star a mem. And let's see, if I can star a mem, then I might be able to use them as like a page to like a setup or a structure. So I got this topic A here, but let's see if I can make like a personal homepage. Oh, I was going like, how does this work? But you just click in and then type. Okay, and it's probably heading. Oh yeah, it's just as flexible. So this is basically like a single page that you can use for anything. Can I link to mems? Yeah. Okay. This is a nice reuse. Like this gives you like a really small page that you can use to quickly get anywhere. So let's say that I want to make like a home page. Let's create a home here. Okay, so then I can make like a structure in there. This is like my home setup. This is not my home, this is topic. It moved home to the side. Okay. Close that one. Swap related mems. Say like okay. With stuff like logseek, I would query for things. I'm not sure if I can do any of that. Add image, enter today's date, which is always great. Add an image and I can just upload something, like put like this in there. And then it gets uploaded. That works fine. And then another thing that I always have is being able to copy and paste images. And now, time-honored tradition is that I always find cat pictures. Let's see, this is important. Always find the right cat picture for these things. Like I go like copy image. I go to Mem. Now, this works as expected. So you can just paste images in there. And it sounds very trivial, but any app that lacks that functionality means I can't, for example, screenshot things and just chuck them in when I'm needing them. It's a quick wave to my brother who's watching me go again. It's so great to have family that supports you when you're trying new things or harassing around the computer and trying to act like you know things. Now I do, but in this case, like with Mem, I don't know anything. I haven't watched any of the videos, and I'm mostly also trying to figure out here, like how far can I get an application without knowing anything. So how intuitive is it? And in my case, of course, that's cheating a bit because I have used so much software over life, that I can make a lot of assumptions, and that won't work for everyone. But I like the fact that they put all these videos up so that someone who doesn't have any of the back catalog or assumptions in ways of working can and will be able to figure it out quickly. Let's have a look at their onboarding. So share and collaborate. Oh, they have like a mem test set up, so you can say like, okay, tests. Yeah, that's a test user you can use. So we did that. Yeah. Oh, it says Control Shift M, but that doesn't work in my case because my browser then pops up. But I can use the lightning bolt. You can invite people, which is nice. If you're watching any of this and you want to be invited, then send me an email address or a note, and I'll use the interface to invite you so you can play around with it as well. Okay, so we got that one. How to link and organize. Now, the linking we already did. Topic tags. Yeah, so lightweight collections that organizes things. That's what we did. And that shows me the mems linking between the plus. That was the one that we did to really make like a connection. And that's a two-way connection. So those two things, no, they are two-way because the hashtag shows me that as well. Keep track of important people and companies that you regularly meet with. Here's how. With Acme Corp. On the next line, attendees. This is very similar to my own workflow that I did, where with meetings I had like an attendee. I don't type out attendees, I just type ATT, and because I'm lazy like that. But I stopped doing this for meeting notes because the problem that you had is that if I added everyone to the top, then I had the same problem that I'm talking about here, where you see like all these meeting notes and you don't really know what you discussed. And with some meetings it became painfully so. So I had like the weekly product owner sync, and they had like 20 people in it, and that meant that anytime I searched any of these people, I saw like all the repeating meetings we had for every week, which doesn't add value. So I stopped doing that, and I only started to add like the plus in the name when said person had a topic that they knew about and talked about, so that when I look them up, I don't see the meetings where they just sat in and bob their heads a bit. I only get the meetings where we actually had them saying something, adding to the conversation, so that I can refer to it. Because making good notes is not just about capturing everything, it's also very about not capturing the unnecessary. Okay, so that bit's okay and expected. Quickly learning a few things. Creating edits. Okay, that was a question that was popping in my head as well, because I like the idea that I can type anywhere, but you know, sometimes when you're already in one of these things, then yeah, you go in edit mode and you go like, yeah, but I need a new one, and then I can just Control N. This whole setup is very geared towards Mac users, because if I use Control N, I get a new tab page. You guys didn't see it because it was opening on the side here, but Control N doesn't help me as a Windows user in this case. And I can't use the Windows N probably, no. Control Shift N maybe? No, that also opens a new tab. So I like the setup here, but won't work for Windows users. And that's of course like a hallmark of like a younger product where probably everybody that's working on it is using a Mac. Which is fine. I don't have anything against Macs. I have something against Apple, but not Macs as systems to work on. Those are awesome. But that means that a lot of the keyboard shortcuts might have not been vigorously tested yet on different browsers and systems. Formatting texts, which you can do with probably the regular stuff. So like Control B for bold, Control I for italic. Yeah, these are like standard commands that you have. Large headers 1, 2, 3 followed by space. Well, those are known. Bolding text by adding double stars to it, which is also commonplace. Anybody that's been using Notion for any type of type, which would be most people watching my channel, know these setups, like adding 1 star, 2 stars around it. Code blocks. Of course, like, and I can say like hello world, which is nice. Then the question of course comes, does it do formatting? So let us see bin bash echo. Okay, there's no color to it. Can I select it? No. Well, maybe it doesn't know bash because I'm just happen to be this huge ass nerd. No, so it just seems to be blank formatting. And the only... Oh, wait a minute. No, it is a code block. Maybe it's because I already typed something in. So let's try another one and just start with HTML. No, and there's no color coding in, which is too bad because it's pretty standard these days. But let's see this one. Yeah, no, let's just do like another HTML set. So that works, but it only makes sure that there's no formatting, but there's no color coding in it, which I would like for at least like when it's specifically code blocks. Else it's more like a pre-formatted set. Dividers are always nice. To-dos we already did, bulleted list we did, numbered lists we already did. Okay, to be fair, I didn't do any numbered list. I did one by accident halfway through. But that works. Navigating to the next tutorial with search. How to link and organize items. Yeah, I like the search. The search is nice and quick. I don't know how well the search would work once you start scaling up, because that's one of the things that I noticed with Notion when I got started is you start with like only 20 pages in it, and then of course search is like instant because there's 20 pages. I mean, I could read through it at that speed. But once you start getting like these larger database structures, then it becomes harder to find stuff. Also because typing 2 letters won't be enough anymore once you start getting into the thousands of notes. And a quick side note on that, that's also one of the reasons why some of these web apps use so much space. Like I have Gmail, for example, that eats like half a meg of RAM. Like my machine gets eaten up by Gmail, but that's because it gets like 10 years of emails and people in it. So it tries to cache a lot of stuff so it can work quicker. But caching all those notes that you have that you rarely use are taking up all your memory. But that's fine. Memory is cheap, at least cheaper than time in my case. Until we get to the point that all my apps start using like too much memory. But like half a gig for something that I use daily, that's fine. It just means I have to close it when I do video editing, which is Just a way to work around the problem, probably. Okay, so we did the beta. We did a couple of things here. I can go to tasks now and see like to-do list. Did that, did that, did that. Can I? And so this selects the notes, but it doesn't select the tasks. So I can quickly go through my notes and do something with it, but I can't. Open and complete a task, hidden tasks. Okay, so I can see here what I've been doing. That's fine, but I still have to go like over it with the mouse. Any mouse usage is terrible. Okay, so like if you finish all your tasks for the day, then it throws confetti over the screen, which is it's a nice touch. I like it. Let's see. Oh, my timeline also shows you what you viewed, so you can also go like, hey, I was looking at page X and Y. This time it really shows everything. There's a lot of scrolling involved. If you don't have a scroll wheel, you're really out of luck. And now, once I start adding stuff, I see that there's this thing on the side which allows you to go through time, I think. Of course, like if you've only been using it for a day like me, it's going to be this easy, wincy, tiny little thing in the corner, but I assume that once you start getting to a point where you're years in, it will show you the date, for example, when you're scrolling through it. It's very similar to what Google Photos does, where it shows you on the side where you are when you want to quickly go back in time. I think I have most of the things that I wanted to figure out. Compose, so that's like my Control N equivalent, because I can't use that one on my Windows PC. 24 mems, the Mac app, which is obvious, snoozed stuff, trashed stuff. Ooh, themes. Nice red theme, white theme. Oh yeah, and you can switch on and off the focus mode, though I really like the focus mode, so I would keep it on. Alright, now I've been ranting and messing around this for probably 45 minutes. Let's see, add some finishing thoughts. Let's see. It would be nice if the hashtags got broken per line, so that you can mark parts of a mem and view them back, like you see with tasks, where it like reorders it. So it does it for tags, so it should be feasible. I got spelling issues here. Feasible. There we have it. Man, it's a good thing that we've got spell check, because now I have to be proud. I just answered a tweet from Danny Hatcher where I used the word Kardashians and I had to Google for it because I don't know how to spell it. That was one of the few times I was proud of not knowing a word. Yeah, so that would be nice. It would be broken per line. Columns is always something that I miss. Put stuff side by side inside a mem. Using a table is fine. I haven't checked yet if this thing does tables. Let me see. Hello, table. 1, 2. No, there's no table, it seems. At least not on first glance. Yeah, why do I like putting stuff side by side? Is because when you have notes, and definitely when I'm using templates, I like to have like a small top bit where there's a few things next to each other that I can quickly reference. And only few programs have that, actually. I mean, Logseek doesn't have it by default. Notion is one of the few that has columns and really uses it well. Coda doesn't use it. I don't know why it's so rarely used, but it's it would be nice. Like it's a nice to have. Love the quick add and focus mode. That's the like just start typing and it starts adding to it, which works in most places. So yeah, when you have like an overview, I can just go to the window and start typing. That's cool stuff. Yeah, and the shortcuts in the Windows need a lot of work. Very Apple-centric. Which is, like, I'm not going to complain too much about it being Apple-centric if it's a young program, but as soon as you start branching out, or definitely when you go into the corporate world where, at least in Europe, Windows still rules the roost, you really need to do some checking on that. Mm. I mean, pressing Control M, and that's like a default shortcut in Chrome and Edge and all the other browsers. That's something that you should do some QA testing with, like a Windows laptop, and just work on it. Like, get one person in the office and tell them, like, hey, you're working on Windows from now on. They'll hate it, but you know, it's for your users, and your users are important. So that would be like a thing. I got the inbox, which I like, but there's only one inbox. So like, how do I move? Yeah, it would be nice if there was a bit like more than inbox. So like the inbox is nice, and I like the whole inset from inbox. But if I look at like my Google, my Gmail, for example, I don't have just an inbox. I usually have like a couple of things where I want to put stuff in. Also, if I want to use this as my main source of like my brain set, I need to be able to split it from personal to work, either by having a way to easily switch inside my accounts, so like have like a separation level in there. But I would prefer to have everything in one set and then be able to move stuff to different boxes. So like have a personal box, have a work box that I can work from. Because now the inbox seems to be like this catch-all for everything. And as a person that always tries to get my inbox back to zero with mixed success, this is one of those things that would annoy me, because not having that inbox to zero, what do I do with stuff? So I snooze it and I move it away, and then what if I want to review stuff? Okay, then I can view the things that I didn't snooze. For something that's so streamlined, not being able to separate a few things and then just look at it once they're applied. So like, need to do this at home is different from need to do this at work, and I want to be able to separate those two. That's good stuff. Interface is clean, that I like. Love the private comments. I'm wondering if Notion does it as well, because that's not something I've checked lately. Let's see, tools on tech, Notion. Oops. Let's add a page. Test comment. I just want to see what it does. Like, hi there. Never do a comment. Check. Yeah, comments are like always public, which is too bad, because private comments are like a good thing. Like, you want to be able to think about some comments. Definitely communication is hard. Remote communication is even harder. So having this point where you can like type a comment half and then work on it later is a feature I don't see in a lot of other tools, and I would love to see more of those. I like the whole inbox setup. I like that it shows me like the hashtags that are in there. But what I don't like is that hashtags are like general. So like, you just put it somewhere, and then like, if it's just gonna matter over the whole note, then to me it becomes a bit like, you know, then you can just add it to the top of the note and say like, keep it there, because putting it anywhere in this bunch of text isn't adding value. And it should be adding value, because you know that this is all about topic A, and you know this is all about topic B. So split it for me, because you see it on the side. Like, you see like the topic A, it knows that the topics are there. Fold this and just show that one line. That would make it 10 times more useful. Adding topic works, but nothing is done with its location inside the mem. I like the help, it's nice and clear. I like the tutorials. I will look at the tutorials later after this video, and maybe add some pinned comments to it if I missed something out and I'm just talking out of my ass about some of these things, but that's fine. Overall, it's good. There's a nice help. It really tries to get you going. I love that there's videos in there. Not everyone does that. I like that there's a onboarding set where they use their own system to teach you how to use the system that feels natural and looks good. And I like the fact that it's not busy. That's something that I can really appreciate, like a clean interface. Because this is also one of the reasons I like Notion a lot. If I look at ClickUp, for example, or Tascade, I've been looking at that one lately. They have very busy interfaces. Todoist, to some part, an extension, but not as much because it just does tasks. But once you start adding all the features, Notion, I get like this nice clean page, and I like it here as well. Like, I'm working on this. Look at this. Like, there's nothing there to distract me from the work. The only thing there is the question mark. Personally, I would almost want that hidden as well, but I get that it's there because once a normal end user gets stuck, the first thing that they want to do is like, where do I find help? They see the question mark and they move their mouse and everything pops up. That happened to me as well. So I think that's good. And I think that's, for now, what I can say about Mem. It has potential. There's good ideas. I miss a couple of small things, but they're on the right track. I mean, as long as they don't fall into the trap of trying to add too much, even when silly people like me say, like, I want multiple boxes, like inbox setups. Yeah, don't listen too much, but take the time to figure out and test to see if it doesn't clutter up the interface. Because my desire for organization shouldn't clutter up the interface. There's enough clutter to trying to do everything apps out there. Keeping things simple gets major points for me, because Lord knows I got too many screens open already. Yeah, that's about it. I think that there's not much more I can test. I can't look into the groups because I don't get anyone to work with. And the flows, I really like, there's like a sync mem with your calendars. That sounds a bit more complex. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, so like I can connect it to Google Calendar. And then it syncs. Yeah, I don't allow programs to just access my Google Calendar straight out of the bat. Exports. Okay, so one thing I like about the flows is that, oh yeah, you can request new ones. Is that this is where they expand on their feature set, and that is nice. This is like a text based, like this is a very USA thing. Like in Europe, nobody uses SMS anymore, but in USA that still seems to be a big thing. I don't know. I would think that even there nobody cares anymore. But it's a nice touch, like being able to just text to an address is one of the simplest and most universal ways of working, because this would work for my phone without having to think about it. But I like that this keeps like extra functionality outside the main screen and keeps that interface clean, which I talked about. That's about it. I think I've messed around with it enough. Will I use it? Not yet. Will I keep an eye on this? Definitely, because clean interfaces win a lot of points here. And if they keep it clean and they allow data to be more reformatted in a way that all this extra information that you add comes back, it would be really useful. I like this super simple setup here, though it doesn't feel, for some reason I just didn't click it. Maybe it's the color in it. That's a usability thing. Like, why did it took me to like halfway through this video before I clicked on it and felt like, oh, I can edit this, and then only by accident. So some usability testing might be in order. That's it. That's it. That's the video. I'm not going to make it any longer. We're not going to take 3 hours for it. If there's any questions, drop them in the comments. Though some people, like an early Notioneer, I know are driving, so don't drop anything in the comments. I would like you very much not in a car crash anytime soon. Then that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.